welcome back. So in today's video, I'll be talking about the idea or concept of precursor skills. So there's this kick in Muay Thai known as the switch kick, which I've been practicing for a while, and I've been getting the help of coaches and other classmates to get good at this. I've practiced it to a certain extent, but upon observation of some of my videos and other people and my own kicks, I realized that there was something that's more fundamental that's blocking the kick, which is my range of motion. So no amount of deliberate practice would actually make me better at this kick at the moment. So this is teaching me something that's more fundamental and more deep-rooted. That is, sometimes the thing blocking a skill isn't the skill itself. And here's how people picture getting good at something. If you want to play chess, you just keep putting the hours and you just become better at it. You want to learn how to play guitar? Pick up the guitar and start playing as much as you can. Each skill is its own ladder and it's separate to each other. And the more hours you put in, linearly translates to how good you are at it. So for 10 skills, you'll have 10 separate climbs. And to be fair, that picture mostly works. And practice is the price that you pay to get good at something. Nothing fundamentally changes there. But sometimes you climb and you stop moving. You put more hours into a certain thing and the hours stop buying any new tangible outcome. And every piece of advice you get is just the same on the ladder. That's what happened with my kicks. Every fix I was offered was a technique fix because technique is what my gym could actually see. My problems sadly were dumb. Hip range is in fact a part of my body and coaching cues can't really add centimeters to a joint. When the blocker lives underneath a skill, practicing harder doesn't fix it, it only polishes the symptom. And underneath exactly is where such blockers actually live. For a lot of skills, it's things such as mobility, balance, breathing, grip, endurance, stamina. And these are very quiet, unglamorous things that no specific sport owns, but all of them have. I call these the precursor skills because under most skills that you can name, kicking, climbing, dancing, lifting, sits a layer of quiet skills. A precursor skill is a substrate, one thing that draws too many. And once you see this layer, the economics of getting better completely change. Fix one symptom and now you've patched one skill, but fix the substrate, you have a whole cluster of movements that you unlock instantly. The hip range, I'm missing caps my kicks today, and same range is half the entry fee for things such as climbing, calisthenics. Two things that I have not put a lot of effort into, but when I fix my mobility, it builds and pays off across different hobbies and skills. It works in the other direction too. Nothing you learn is hence ever wasted. A skill you walk away from does not disappear. It just goes dormant and waits for the next domain that will actually need it again. Another example that I would like to give is basketball. My brother's footwork naturally is extremely better than mine in Muay Thai. Upon a bit of introspection, it turns out the sports that he played enabled him to have better footwork relative to the sports that I ever played. He played basketball, which is close quarters, and hence he could move and maneuver way better than me. And because I played sports such as soccer, which requires more running, and it did not really translate one-to-one to this new skill or domain. Needless to say, that's why people who have done a range of different things pick new skills faster. They aren't starting from zero. Most of the substrate is already there. Here's what I've started doing for my skills then. I've stopped treating mobility as a blocker or an issue and started treating it as its own skill. So has its own progression and own hour counter. So the same 100-hour log also counts for this. Day one, I will be testing my current mobility in different parts of my body and it'll be tailored more towards Muay Thai. So the parts that require more mobility such as kicks or hip flexors or anything related to my neck would be the main mobility parts that I will focus on, and say give or take about 10 hours in, I will probably see how well my mobility translates to other aspects of my hobbies. What's really changed for me is the question that I ask. When I get stuck in something, I don't really practice harder. I'd rather take a step back and ask what the actual blocker is for that skill. Because a kick was never about kicking, and I keep finding the same shape and pattern everywhere else. The issue or the stall lives one level down, and it's something that's way quieter and something that's shared. So if you've been stuck in a plateau for some time, that's the question you're supposed to ask. What's underneath it and what's actually stopping you? As for my mobility. I'll be giving it a few months and building up my own custom mobility routine, which is informed by practices that already exist out there. The more of these skills that we turn up and experimentally find, the less I think that it'll be a list. I think they're going to be a map, and it's going to be shared across different skills and domains. And one day, I'd like to draw it out and see how different skills connect with each other and help us become better at whatever we're trying to achieve.